Ever received an invitation that you wished you hadn't? Imagine a crisp October evening. A group of friends, fresh out of their teenage years, huddled around their mail. An invitation has just arrived, beckoning them to the grand opening of a new haunted house attraction in their sleepy town. The thrill of the unknown, the allure of the supernatural, entices them. They decide to embark on this adventure, unbeknownst to them, stepping into the realm of real horror. As they approach the venue, a sense of unease begins to settle in. The haunted house, a decrepit mansion, stands ominously against the dusky sky. Its darkened windows feel like hollow eyes staring back at them. The wind whispers eerie secrets through the barren branches of the trees surrounding the mansion. A chill runs down their spines, but they shrug it off, attributing it to the October chill. Stepping through the creaky entrance, they're greeted by an unnerving silence. The only sound is the echo of their own footsteps bouncing off the cold stone walls. They venture deeper into the house, their excitement morphing into a growing sense of unease. The rooms are filled with uncanny exhibits, each more unsettling than the last. Shadows seem to move on their own, the air grows colder and the scent of decay lingers. As the night progresses, the line between reality and illusion begins to blur. Unseen forces seem to touch them, whispers echo in their ears, and objects move seemingly on their own. They try to laugh it off, chalking it up to the work of talented special effects artists. But the fear in their eyes betrays their bravado. With each passing minute, their laughter grows hollow, their steps become hurried. They realize they're not alone. Their hearts pound in their chests like a war drum, the terror setting in. They can't shake off the feeling that something is terribly wrong. The haunted house, it turns out, is not just an attraction, it's a nightmare come alive. They soon realized the terror was not part of the show. What if the horror isn't just an illusion? Imagine a family, excited for a vacation, looking forward to a bit of fun, and a dash of fright at a local haunted house attraction. But what they find is far from the harmless scares they were expecting. As they step into the eerie mansion, the air is filled with a chill that seems to seep into their bones. A chill that doesn't quite fit with the stage cobwebs and fake blood. They laugh nervously, telling each other it's just part of the show, even as the hair on the back of their necks stands on end. The youngest child, a precocious little girl with a vivid imagination, clings to her mother's hand. She insists she sees a shadowy figure that isn't part of the tour, a figure that seems to be following them. Her parents dismiss it as her active imagination fueled by the spooky setting. However, as the tour continues, they too start to notice things that can't be easily explained. A sudden cold draft in a sealed room, whispers that echo from nowhere, a fleeting figure in the corner of their eyes. The family begins to feel a sense of unease that can't be shrugged off as part of the attraction. The thrill of the haunted house is replaced with a growing dread, a feeling that they are not alone. A chance encounter with a longtime local reveals the chilling history of the mansion. It's not just a haunted house attraction, it's a real haunted house. The local shares tales of past inhabitants who met untimely and tragic ends within its walls. The family's fear turns into terror as they realize their daughter's imaginary friend might not be so imaginary after all. They came for a thrill, but they left with the chill of a real ghostly encounter. The memory of the unseen specter hiding behind the veneer of a haunted house attraction would stay with them long after their vacation ended. They had sought a spooky experience, but what they got was a brush with the supernatural, a chilling reminder that sometimes the horror isn't just an illusion. Imagine getting lost in a maze with something sinister lurking in the shadows. Our final story revolves around a group of thrill seekers, eager for a night of frights and fun. They find themselves at the entrance of a haunted maze attraction, their hearts pounding with anticipation and a hint of fear. The maze, a labyrinth of twists and turns, promises an unforgettable adventure. Little did they know, they were about to embark on a journey more terrifying than they could have ever imagined. As they plunge into the maze, the eerie silence is interrupted only by their own footsteps and the occasional rustling of leaves. The thrill seekers press on, their laughter echoing through the cold night. But as they delve deeper into the maze, the mood shifts. The air grows colder, the darkness seems to thicken, And that sense of unease, that nagging feeling of being watched, begins to creep in. They start to notice strange occurrences, a sudden gust of wind, whispers in their ears, shadows dancing on the walls. They laugh it off, attributing it to the clever tricks of the maze creators. But soon, their laughter fades, replaced by a growing sense of dread. The maze seems to be closing in on them, the paths twisting and turning in ways that defy logic. The suspense builds as they desperately try to find their way out. The once inviting maze now feels like a trap, a sinister entity in itself. Every turn leads to another dead end. Every step forward feels like 2 steps back. The thrill seekers are now prisoners of the maze, their only hope of escape dwindling with each passing minute. In their panic, they realize something terrifying. The maze, with its winding paths and chilling atmosphere, was not the only thing they had to fear. For in the shadows, something was watching, waiting. They were not alone. In the end, the maze wasn't the only thing they were trying to escape from. Sometimes, the line between reality and illusion blurs in the most terrifying ways. As we've journeyed through these haunting tales, we've stepped into realms where the unimaginable becomes real, where the line between the living and the dead, between the playful scare and the true terror, is disturbingly thin. Let's revisit our spine-chilling tales. We started with an invitation to terror, where a seemingly harmless haunted house attraction turned into a genuine nightmare. It was a stark reminder that not everything that appears innocent is devoid of true fright. Then we ventured into the domain of the unseen specter, a spectral entity that turned a fun night into a chilling encounter. The third story guided us through the haunted maze, a labyrinth of fear that was far more real than any of its unsuspecting visitors could have imagined. The common thread that weaves these tales together is the unexpected reality of horror in places that we perceive as mere attractions. These aren't just stories to send shivers down your spine. They're lessons that teach us to question our perceptions, to be cautious of what we believe to be just for fun. Each tale underscores the importance of knowing the history of a place. The past has a way of echoing into the present, especially in places that have been marked by tragedy or sorrow. The residual energy, the lingering spirits, the unexplainable phenomena. They all serve as reminders that our world is far more complex and mysterious than we often give it credit for. And lastly, these tales remind us that some thrills might come with real risks. The lure of the unknown, the adrenaline rush of fear, these can be intoxicating, but we must always remember that there are forces beyond our understanding, entities that we might not be equipped to handle. Remember, not every scare is just for fun. So next time you step into a haunted house attraction, ask yourself, are you ready for the real horror? It's fascinating, isn't it? The allure of horror and the thrill of fear. We're drawn to it like moths to a flame, knowing full well that it might singe our wings. But why? Why do we seek out these spine-chilling experiences that blur the lines between fantasy and reality? Perhaps it's the adrenaline rush, the electric thrill that courses through our veins when we're confronted with the unknown. Or maybe it's the tantalizing mystery of it all, the endless questions that arise from the depths of our imagination as we try to unravel the enigma of the supernatural. Then there's the morbid curiosity, the part of us that yearns to peek behind the veil of death, hoping to catch a glimpse of what lies beyond. We're captivated by the macabre, drawn to the dark corners of existence where the ordinary meets the extraordinary. Haunted house attractions serve as these dark corners, these gateways into the world of the uncanny. They allow us to confront our fears in a controlled environment, to experience the thrill of terror within the safety of make-believe. But as we've seen, sometimes the lines between make-believe and reality can become alarmingly blurred. The stories we've shared today are testament to this. They serve as eerie reminders that the world of horror is not always confined to the realm of fiction. Sometimes it seeps into our reality, turning our deepest fears into tangible nightmares. And yet we continue to seek out these experiences, to tread the shadowy path of the haunted house, knowing full well the potential horrors that await us. It's a paradox, a testament to our complex relationship with fear and the unknown. In the end, it's not about the scare, it's about the experience. It's about the thrill of the chase. the exhilaration of the unknown, and the stories we get to tell afterwards. So, remember, the next time you find yourself standing at the threshold of a haunted house attraction, you're not just stepping into a world of make-believe horror, you're stepping into a world where the line between reality and fiction is often blurred, where the unexpected can and does happen. In the world of horror, sometimes, the most chilling stories are the ones that are true.
Hush, little baby, don't say a word. Mama's gonna buy you a mockingbird. And if that mockingbird won't sing,